and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making our very own custom t-shirts. So even though it's about to be May, I am finally going to be going back home because I have some training for a new job up in Santa Cruz, and we are going to be doing Christmas in my family, even though obviously, yes, we are almost 5 months from Christmas now at this point. But obviously I wasn't able to go home for Christmas, and we decided to just postpone everything. So I have been getting everyone's gifts together this week. I literally had a box in the shed outside full of Christmas gifts that have just been sitting there, and then I had to go and do a little bit of shopping to kind of fill in some of the blanks, because at a certain point I just stopped buying Christmas gifts because I realized I was going to be holding on to them for a while. But I thought it would be really fun to make t-shirts to kind of commemorate this on May Christmas. Obviously, I feel like Christmas in July just has a better ring to it, but it's May, so then I thought of the pun, Merry Christmas. I'll wait for applause. So I decided to go to Michael's, grab some t-shirts, grab some supplies. Obviously, there are a lot of different ways to make custom t-shirts. I've done things like I've designed t-shirts and had them printed by different companies. There's a lot of different companies that do that online. I used to always, I think, use Threadless when I was a teenager to make custom t-shirts. But I actually really like using iron-on transfers. So there's a couple of different types of those. So you can buy the paper that you like design something on the computer, and you print out the whole page and iron that onto the shirt. But I find that sometimes it's hard to get the edges looking really nice with that. But that is better if you have like a full picture that you're trying to put onto a t-shirt. So like if I wanted, you know, a photo of the family on it, that's what I would use, because then I would be able to print out that entire photo and iron it on. But since I just kind of want a cute little Christmas pun, I decided to go get some sparkly iron-on transfer letters, which I've actually worked with a lot and I really like. Another option is you got fabric markers, you got fabric paint, and I almost decided to do fabric paint with the stencil, but I just thought that this would look a little bit nicer, even though it was more expensive. That's the one thing with using the iron-on letters. You need to make sure you actually have enough letters to make the phrase that you're trying to make. So let me show you the couple of things that I picked up, and then I'll get into kind of the steps of how to do this and make it as easy as possible. So the letters that I got at Michael's are from their Imagine 8 brand. They have a lot of different designs, and I'll show you some footage of all the different letters that I could have chosen from. But I decided to get the sparkly ones. Unfortunately, they only had 2 left of the gold, so I decided to do 2 t-shirts in gold, 2 t-shirts in silver, and I did buy an entire pack of letters for each shirt for my mom, me, TJ Maxx, because I wanted to make sure that I had enough letters. And then these packs have 62 in them, so that means that there are multiples of the letters. Some of the packs only have like 1 of each letter, which makes it much more difficult to put out an entire phrase. Of course, if you have a very simple phrase, then maybe that would be easier, like someone's name. A lot of them will have like multiples of vowels, but I need the letter Y multiple times for what I was planning, and yeah, this was not gonna happen in some of the other sets. So gold and silver letters, which I think they're really pretty and sparkly, so I'm really excited about these. And then I decided to do red t-shirts because I felt like that was very Christmassy. And the greens that they had just weren't very satisfactory. So I went with red instead of white because I think that's more fun. And these were all buy one, get one 50% off, which was great. And then each pack of letters was $7.99. So letters could range from, I'd say the cheapest you'll probably find is like $4 or $5, and it could be up to like $12 possibly, depending on how many letters are in a pack. But most of them I think are kind of around $5 to $7, which is good. So it's pretty reasonable. And then obviously you don't have to like buy one of the cotton t-shirts there. It just was easier for me to do that. A lot of times I'll just go and I'll thrift a t-shirt and then add the letters on top. I did make a Cheetah Girls one time. That was pretty fantastic. Similar thing, I used the iron-on letters. So let's go ahead. I'm going to actually throw these t-shirts in the wash really quick, because in order to transfer things onto t-shirts, you have to at least wash them once and dry them and make sure that they're nice and clean, ready to go. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you back here with the iron to put these letters on. Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Kaz. I feel like I'm about to show you a recipe, but it's a recipe for shirts. So the first step with these letters is going to be to cut them out individually. So This is really important because you don't want to have any sort of like a weird edge around each letter because that'll be clear. And that's what I like about these normally is that you don't have to worry about that like you do whenever you're cutting something out from one of like the full transfer sheets of paper. Because again, you just have to be like fully exact so you don't get any weird borders. Or if you said you want a border, then that's great and that works out fine. So this is what it looks like when I open it up. I have letters on this side, letters on this side. And like I said, this is like a 64 pack or something, 62. So I have multiples of each letter, which is great because the phrase that I'm going to be making uses multiples of the same letters. Also, each pack will come with instructions on the back, which is really helpful. It can be different for different types of transfers that you're working with. These ones, I have worked with similar ones before, so I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did last time, which is great, makes it easier for me. So it's telling me to heat up my iron, but I'm actually still waiting for the t-shirts to dry, so I'm not going to heat up the iron before I start cutting out the letters. Because I have a lot of letters to cut out, I decided I would just get to it. So I want to say Merry Xmas, I think. I don't think I need to put out the entire word Christmas because I'm lazy enough. So what I'm gonna do is really try to cut it out as close as humanly possible. So right now these are all like stuck to the paper, and this is basically like the transfer stuff. So this is what's gonna help it stick, and then it's gonna leave this sheet and transfer itself onto the fabric. So, and I'll show you more in detail how we do that as we go along because I've really messed up a ton of these in the past, which is also why I say buy multiple t-shirts. Just do it. So yeah, because this stuff is so sticky, I'm going to keep it here, and now I'm just going to cut out my letters as close to the edge as humanly possible. Okay, so this is what we have now. I still need to go in and make it super neat, but I just wanted to cut them off the paper just to have them here. Obviously, since I don't have dashes, I decided to cut out some T's. You can do this with any letter that has kind of like a longer portion, right? So I'm just going to turn this into a dash by cutting off the top of the T, and then I will be good to go. So we're going to do this 3 more times, and then I'm going to trim the edges a little bit more as well. Okay, and now I have everything cut out the way I need it, so I'm going to go grab those t-shirts from the dryer and we'll get started. Okay, so now we are ready to do this to it. Obviously my hair is curly now. I did curl it in this in-between time. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to take the letters for this t-shirt. This is going to be TJ's. So I'm going to make it gold. And I've laid out all of my little letters here so I can just pop them on. So I'm going to lay all these guys down, and hopefully it's going to be centered enough. You could take a ruler, I guess, if you really wanted to be very specific about it. So I'm not taking this like back part of it. The only thing that's still on here is that kind of like plasticky sheen, because that's what's going to be removed, and that's the back of these are what's going to stick on. So whenever you're doing iron on things, you also need to make sure like what side it's supposed to be on. I cannot tell you the number of times that I went to, iron something on that I printed out onto the t-shirt and I did it the opposite way, which is very frustrating and a hard problem to fix. You probably will have to start over. So just try to be as mindful as possible when it comes to that. And I'm going to give you 2 angles of this so you can really see how I'm doing this. This is the close-up cam in real time. What? Amazing. So I heated up my iron. It's gonna say different temperatures. It has a little bit of a guide on the back, so it gives options for how hot the iron should be based on what type of fabric you're using. I'm using cotton, so I just went ahead and I set my iron to the cotton setting. And then the most important thing is to have a cloth that goes between. Sometimes it'll say you should have a damp cloth. This is not one of those cases. So a dish towel, or this is like a fabric napkin, is going to be the perfect size for me. So that's good. It's not too thick, but it's also not too thin. And I'm just literally going to place it right on top. And what we're going to do is press down with the iron on top of the letters for 20 seconds. So that could be, depending on how many letters you get within the iron's reach, 20 seconds up top, 20 seconds up on the bottom. And I'm just kind of try to feel where they are, and hopefully we get a nice smooth transfer. So let's do it. Iron, are you ready? You only have one job today. So okay, I think that should be good. It's probably gonna be a little bit hot. Let's see how we're looking. Looks pretty good to me. Oh, just kidding. The top seems good. The bottom letters are not stuck down, so I'm gonna go back in. Basically, you're like heating up the binder that's on the back of them, and that's like fusing it to the fabric. So that's why you can use an iron to do this. Let's see if that's any bit better. Yep, that looks good. The next step is to actually flip it inside out. So I'm gonna go ahead, remove the cloth, flip it inside out, and now we're gonna iron over the same spot for 30 seconds. So, the flip. And so you're just, you know, sealing it more from the back. I still have the plastic sticky part on top of it as well. And you can see it pretty clearly, so I'm just gonna kind of keep this on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You may or may not have burned the shirt. It's just been very ironed. Okay, we're going back to normal color. So this is how it looks now, and I think that's really cute. And I can peel off the plasticky parts, but now we have a shiny, sparkly shirt for my brother. Hopefully he's okay with that. I didn't think about how sparkly these are. And then I can just peel off the top so you can see what it looks like. And there we go. Merry Xmas. Because I'm just so punny. Well, guys, that is the whole process. I'm going to do this 3 more times, but you don't need to see that. I hope that my family liked their t-shirts. Hopefully I'll be able to share a picture of that with you, but I'm not going to see them until Sunday, and this video will be coming out on Friday. But that is all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I definitely want to do more craft stuff, especially as we're getting into summer. We'll do some more tie-dye things because I love the tie-dyeing. But that is all for me. I'll see you guys in my next one. Until then, stay sparkly. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.